Our family suddenly lost money. No one understood how this could happen, but as it turned out later, my brother stole the money. I always knew that money in our family was not just numbers. It was something of a symbol. My parents saved up little by little, donated, put aside for a rainy day. We were not rich, but we had a fund. We called it a cushion for unforeseen circumstances. The total amount was in a separate account, which only my father had access to, and one of us just in case. When my father got sick, he issued access to another person in the family. I was busy studying at the time, living in another city, and so the second was the one who was closer literally. He lived with my parents, helped, was kind of there. I didn't mind. It seemed logical. 6 months later, my father passed away. We were in complete disarray. My mother was broken. I was between moving and working. There was money left in the account. We decided not to touch it for now, not for a funeral, not for repairs, not for debts. Just to wait, cool down, think it all over. A few months passed. I came to my home to sort out the paperwork. My mother seemed to be trying not to look me in the eye. Although she was usually very straightforward, she tried to be as usual, but I felt that something was wrong. I noticed that the refrigerator was almost empty, that medicines were now bought in short supply, that the house had become quieter. I decided to check the account, just in case. I opened the statement and froze. The balance was almost zero. The remainder was pennies. The last 6 months, dozens of withdrawals. Not large amounts, but small, little by little, but often. Sometimes every day. Until the last week, I called the bank, asked for the transaction history, compared the IP, access time. Everything led to one person. Everything looked as if someone was just pulling little by little. At first carefully, then brazenly. I asked my mother if she knew. She looked away. She was silent for a long time, and then she exhaled. I hoped that he would return everything, that it was temporary. He said that he was sorting it out, that he was just moving it around, that he urgently. She didn't even finish. She just covered her face with her hand. I went out into the yard, stood there, thought, returned to the house, took an old box of documents. There was a power of attorney for the second account holder. It turned out to be my brother, the one who always smiled at my parents, who said that he cared, who assured me that everything was under control. He simply withdrew money month after month, little by little. Not a word, no explanation, not a drop of conscience. And my mother knew, but she kept quiet, because she was a mother, because she believed that her son would fix everything, and he just left. And he never called again. Now I often think, how many more people in families live next to someone they trust by default, by blood, by habit, by trust that no one deserves, and how many of them don't even realize who actually stole the most important thing from them. And yes, we still don't talk, not because I'm angry, but because I don't want to be deceived anymore.